Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 30.2, and today, we're still talking about trying to kind of do some old school lo-fi style thinking and how we kind of approach sound and design. And I mean, I just got the drums here right now, but one thing I want to say is frequently on these old systems, you really were only working in mono. And I would suggest, if you want to get into mono, the easiest way if you want to convert a sample to mono, you can certainly record in a stereo signal that has both left and right that's exactly the same. That's not that hard to do. But if you're not sure, or you also want to kind of save some of your polyphony, one thing you can do is if you go to pitch and speed, if you hold shift down, you then you switch over to pan, and then you can use control knob 3 to either pan hard left, which I would actually suggest doing, and I'll explain why in a second, or you can pan hard right. So if you happen to have a stereo signal and you either want the left or the right channel, you can switch the left or right. Now, the reason why I'm going to suggest you pan hard left is when you go into your start and end editor here, it is only going to be displaying the left channel. So if you have a stereo sound that is ping-ponging left and right, you're only going to see the left channel, and that can become problematic when you're trying to edit some of your start points or finding a zero cross. But a few reasons why I would say considering mono is important, or at least why it used to be important. One, it clearly is going to use half of the amount of memory, sample memory. So on the older systems, if you only had 20 seconds of sample time and you decided you wanted a stereo sample, you're now down to 10 seconds. So you could, in the old days, really eat into your sample time real quick. And, I'll show some other stuff in the future for kind of how you used to have to do sampling for stereo samples. But just be aware that you can switch a sample to mono. And I think a lot of people overthink the value of stereo unless you have very clear ping-ponging of sounds or delays that are going left channel, right channel, or some of these kinds of panning effects. It's probably less important than you think it is, especially if you're playing out at a club or something where you'd already know that your bass line is probably only coming out of a single bass of a woofer. So again, if you're looking to try and get some of that sound, I would say go mono. The other thing is this is a technically 32 note polyphony system, but you can only get at the full 32 note polyphony by making these samples mono anyway. So if you're finding that you're consuming all of your polyphony or it's going really quickly, I would take a hard look at some of your drums, low-end bass, or other things that don't need to have that stereo separation, potentially like vocals and things, where you can add it in later with your effects. And I guess just look at using as much as you can as mono if you want more sample polyphony. So anyway, guys, hope that helps explain why you might want to do mono, or why we used to do mono in our older samplers. And just think about it, give it a try, check it out, and have fun, guys. Keep making music, keep having fun, and peace.